Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 100 of the Code X podcast. We have
Yes.
done it. We have made it to episode 100. And since things are a little bit different today, I'm going to let the newest member of the Codex station, Uncle Gary, the man, the myth, the legend, Uncle Gary,
Woo!
to the introductions today.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching a very special episode. It is the 100th episode of the podcast. And this is something that the two gentlemen up there usually have been here almost every one of these episodes with our sick founder and creator, Jamie, J-Dub. We hope you feel better. And listen, anything that you don't like about this show, just attribute it to a fever dream. It never happened. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Just go along for the ride. You pretend it never happened, which of course gives us more leeway to do whatever the hell we want. So
That's right.
on, fellas. So let's start with the first person I want to introduce is a person here that has been on this podcast, I believe, as long as Jamie, and that is our fella up there, Mr. Sonny Kruger. Sonny Kruger, he is a writer. He is an actor. He is a podcaster of unparalleled ability. He is here and he has been here for you week after week after week. It's 100 episodes. That's a century of podcasts that he has been here for you. And he has imparted you with wisdom. He has given us F-listers that should never have been mentioned, but he has mentioned them. He has put heavy flow into the dark recesses of my psyche and the place I go when I tremble late at night and I'm frightened. I think of things that he has inflicted upon me with introducing me to heavy flow. But more often than not, you can count on him. He's been here. And his talent, where he is paid to emote as a thespian on screen, he is here. He is giving this to you all for free. This is something that people pay him to do, to show that face, that expressiveness, that voice, that communicative ability. He is here on this podcast, gracing us with his presence, and he writes the scripts for these. So if you think we're just freewheeling it, Sonny writes everything we say. He's writing all these things down. He gives cue cards and he sends them out in the mail. And then we each have to have a cue card person that moves the cue cards so we know what we have to say. So not only is he writing and producing and acting, he is a one-man band. He is the one. He is the only. He is the indispensable podcaster par excellence, Sonny Kruger.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. You know who's that guy next to me?
I have no idea.
All right. So now we get to a fellow that helped initiate me into this channel.
Thank you.
He's one of the reasons. He is one of the reasons that y'all are stuck with me, because Tim thought it might be a good idea to let me come on this channel and to take the reins off and let me run wild. So I thank him for that lapse of judgment, because now y'all are stuck with me. But from day one, I knew that this was the man that was the moderator of all moderators. He could control the circus. He is the ringmaster. He is the one that's keeping the elephants in that side. He's got the jugglers over there. He's got the acrobats above him. And as always, he's prepared for whatever the hell the clowns are doing behind him. He is the man. He is the ringmaster. And when he speaks, ladies and gentlemen, he's got that great Carnival Barker voice. And that Barker voice is something that pierces through the air, but it doesn't pierce shrilly. It pierces with the gentleness of a strong wind that comes out to you, and it gathers your attention. It pricks your ears up. It makes you want to listen to what this man has to say, because what he has to say important things. He is a prime mover on this channel. He is part of that triumvirate of Sonny, Jamie, and Tim the Terrible that started this station as it expanded into what you see today. So we owe him also an incredible debt of gratitude, and he has also been a prime mover on this podcast. So when you hear that voice that beckons you from the other room and you know there's a program you need to be watching, it's because of that gifted golden larynx. He is our combination of Dr. Johnny Fever. He's our Art Bell, and he is our reporter giving you the truth, Edward R. Murrow. He is all those things into one, and he is the voice of this show. Sonny is the face of the show. Tim is the voice of the show, and Jamie is the glue of the show everything begat. He begat everything that became the Codex station. So these are the three people that we have to give the most love to. But since he's here now, and he's got the flowing locks, and listen, that voice is as silky and as beautiful as those flowing locks. Tim the Bear.
Ladies and gentlemen,
very nice from the future face, the young future face of the Codex station, Uncle Gary himself.
That's right.
TJ says
yeah. TJ says, Sonny, he thought you were going to pull a Sally Field. You like me. You really like me.
I'm humble. I know everybody likes me. I'm very, very humble, so I know everyone likes me. But
amateurs, I'd rather be loved hard.
Oh yeah,
I'm all about.
I'm loved so hard.
Okay. Animalistic passion, ladies and gentlemen.
But everyone, we've got quite a schedule today. I was howling. The other night was a full moon, and I'm somebody. I howl at the moon.
There you go.
You're just talking about being a vampire. You can't have it both ways. You can't be a vampire and a werewolf.
I know. Can I be a bit of half? Only on a full moon, I'm a werewolf. And other days, I'm a vampire. As you can see, the pale skin.
he's double dipping, Tim. He's not allowed to double dip his monsters.
You can't double dip the chip, Sonny. Yeah.
Sometimes I cheat, guys. Can't a man just be a good cheater and just, do a bit of that,
Negative.
I'm an American. I'm spoiled. I want a lot of things, and I get what I want. Unless, sometimes it's like a figure, like a chameleon figure from Spider-Man, maybe.
Well, listen. I'm still scarred over all these poor, tragic, broken toys. Limbs missing, middle fingers missing. Whatever. His gang is tough. When you screw up, they take off your middle finger.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, man!
Yeah, there they are. Right, still there's the injured list right there. I still haven't put away the figures from our front of the vault last
and
week.
the claw going and picking them.
The claw, it's the claw.
The claw.
Don't we have some news?
Yes, well, we've got a lot going on. And from the vault, we will get into a bit more about from the vault, but today we'll be going over a bit of everything that's been on over 100 episodes of the Codex podcast. And one of the things we like to jump on first, usually, is the comic book news. So I will start us off with the rundown.
There we go.
Okay. You know what, Tim? I think before I jump on to quite a bit of news, we got some comments real quick.
Oh, well, comments, unless they're super chats, we will always take them. So let's see here. Lithograph says, congrats on episode 100, you guys. I'm new to the show's audience, so I have a lot to catch up on.
Lithograph run. It's not too late. You can get out now.
The door is already closed. The ride has started. And
one of us.
Thank you for the congrats. We've got you now. You're like these action figures of mine. You're stuck in the box. You're here, but enjoy the show. It's been quite a bit.
Dan Sonny Kelly got the island of misfit toys hiding out in his house. That is true.
Yep.
I always thought I kept my toys in good condition, but hey, I was trying. I tried. But yeah.
Well, let's see. If anybody saw the episode, who had their toys in good condition? Sonny or me? Who's or Tim?
Yeah, mine were posed properly and ready to go.
I think I was like, Sonny, now here's my figure. Oh, there's the cape. There's the accessories. There's all the
that's
limbs,
the
all the
stuff you're supposed to
fingers,
have.
the,
I understand.
the tails, the
the
tails.
tails. Oh yeah, the tails.
Yes, everyone, feel free to check out From the Vault action figures. The three of us had a great time going over figures.
Wow.
But now we'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah, so there was a lot of comic book stuff that happened over the past few weeks, like X-Men 97 finally got their trailer, and it will come out on March 20th. So I'm super excited about that. Also, we saw the Deadpool and Wolverine trailer, and that is set to come out July 26th. Yeah, so it won't be Deadpool 3, it will be Deadpool and Wolverine. Fantastic Forecaster, their team. So we got Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, Vanessa Kirby as Invisible Woman, Ebon Moss-Bachrach as The Thing, and Joseph Quinn will be the Human Torch.
There
and as you
they
can see,
are.
there's a picture right there, a bit of a Photoshop showing them how they could look as the Fantastic Four. I like that they even have Herbie down there.
That's official Marvel release right there.
Oh, so Marvel did put that. Nice.
Yep.
I
That's
So
wonder
is
if
that an
Pedro
image of
Pascal is
Ben
going to keep the
Grimm?
mustache.
Is that an image of Ben Grimm in the picture before he turns into the Thing?
yes.
Yep. Yeah. And Ebon will actually be the first Jewish actor to play the Thing.
That's even better.
Yeah.
Well, the Thing was always a it was Kirby.
Yeah.
So that was Kirby. The Thing was always Kirby.
We
As
better-
was
Go ahead.
as was Mel Turpin in the DC Superman titles was an homage to kind of Kirby.
We better see the Yancey Street sign.
Yancey Street, yes.
Yeah. Have to.
Yep.
You've got to have that. Other things that people might say we've got to have is, Marvel and DC have had some amazing crossovers, but now that it's a bit harder to get those collections, and now Marvel and DC, they are reprinting some of those Marvel DC crossovers, and that you can get like the Marvel versus DC or DC versus Marvel Omnibus and the DC Marvel Amalgam. How do you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Amalgam Universe. Yeah.
Both of the omnibuses, both will come out August 6th of this year. So save up that money because that's going to have all the crossovers, the huge events that they had. Yeah.
Most of them.
They'll be missing two.
So
two of the amalgams one shots.
And I don't think JLA Avengers will be in there either.
Yeah,
No.
I think that's a different story.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's a bigger story. Still a great story, but yeah.
But I think the other one's going to have like Superman, Spider-Man, and all the other.
Oh yeah, everything.
Crossovers. So you won't get JLA Avengers, but you get all the others. And I think you're getting new Jim Lee covers.
Yes.
We're saying Jim Lee's going to be working on the new cover. So look out for those August 6th. Also, speaking of Marvel Comics, we've heard from Bleeding Cool. It's not been confirmed, but Bleeding Cool is saying that Marvel Comics is going to be selling their comic books for $3.99. So going down from $4.99 to $3.99.
It's
a lot of titles too.
That's like misleading, and we'll get into that after you give us the rundown of all the news.
All right, so after we get to that rundown, Tim could put Bleeding Cool in their place.
Yes.
Also, we heard about the Crow. There's going to be a new Crow movie coming out June 7th. And, well, there we go. There's the picture.
That is not Eric. That's
Yeah.
not Eric Draven.
Not at all.
So a lot of people were saying about the Jared Leto. They were saying like the Crow, the Joker, the Croaker.
The Croaker. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it'll be the Crow in name only. And
I think I even said, I don't think what I put in our chat that we all have with everyone from the Codex station. I'm like, maybe they'll do a rewrite once they see all the backlash. I said, but knowing them, they will get the guys who wrote Morbius and Madam Web to do the rewrite.
Exactly.
Speaking of Madam Web, Madam Web came out and did horrible at the box office.
Was it already on DVD?
Maybe VHS.
Probably Laserdisc.
VHS.
I saw one scene, people posting, with their phones. The villain jumps.
Ezekiel,
as the ambulance is coming, he basically runs and jumps in the way of the ambulance. And people are like, is this a real movie? And they're like, yeah, It's Marvel. Someone's like, no, it's not MCU. It's Sony.
Marvel's like, no. That's not Marvel. We just put our name on there because those are our characters, but that movie is all theirs.
Yeah. And then, of course, it seems, unfortunately, that it wouldn't be the news if there wasn't sad news or passings. So, legendary artist Ramona Fradon passed away at the age of 97, and she, hey, was from Chicago, like where I live, and she's one of the co-creators of Metamorpho and of
Mhm.
Aqualad, and she worked on Aquaman for 10 years. Look what Uncle Gary said. Oh, look at
We
that.
talked about this briefly on
Yep.
Comics Unleashed this past Saturday, but yeah.
I've
Yes,
got two of these, both signed by Ramona Fradon. Trailblazer, being a female artist in the 50s. Absolutely.
yes. Yeah, and great artwork too. Like I said, yeah, and she worked on Aquaman for 10 years. Yeah, and she had worked on Adventure Comics,
That's
focusing
her.
on
Yep.
Shining Knight for many
That's her
issues.
work. That's her work. Yep. Classic,
Great.
Yeah.
clean lines, beautiful style. She was something. And a nice lady. A very nice lady.
Yeah, they did something like saying, I know Uncle Gary, Aquaman's your favorite, and like saying you've met her. That's really cool. That like it's nice that you got her autograph and you said she was a very nice person. Yeah.
Absolutely. And she was 97. That's a good run, buddy. Fellas,
Yeah.
that's a good run. 97 years old. You know, that's good.
Yeah, and her work will live on forever.
Yes, it will.
May Ramona rest in peace. Yeah, so, guys, there has been quite a bit of news. Anything you guys want to focus on? I know.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you more about X-Men. There's the Marvel Comics.
Let's go ahead and break down the $3.99 price point. So
Break it down.
From what I understand on the $3.99 price point, that does not include everything. Like I think new titles for base stuff that's coming out are going to be $3.99, but other titles that are already $4.99 are going to stay that way. So Amazing Spider-Man $4.99. I think She-Hulk is $3.99 right now. That'll stay there. But X-Men books are $4.99. Black Panther $4.99. The Ultimates lines that are coming out right now, I think, are higher than that. So the $3.99 price point isn't they're dropping and staying across the board. No. That means they would lose money. That just means any new titles that come out that are individual 23-page comic books will be $3.99 going forward, unless they're Spider-Man or X-Men or Fantastic Four or anything major.
Well, also the giant size, like they're
Yeah.
I think it's kind of neat. This week, giant size Fantastic Four came out.
Yeah.
So they're channeling the anniversary, the 50th anniversary of the start of their giant size line.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to see those books coming back, and I'm looking forward to those.
Oh yeah. There should definitely be a big giant asterisk next to the Marvel draws the line at $3.99. The only company or person, for that matter, that I know of at the moment that has drawn the line and maintained that line is Todd McFarlane with the Spawn titles, still in 2024 at $2.99. Ladies and gentlemen, variant covers included.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
New Mutants 98. They're gonna have a facsimile come out, and that's gonna be one of the $3.99 issues. So,
yeah,
if you
there you
facsimiles, there you go. New Mutants 98. That's one of the comics that will be coming out.
Perfect.
Speaking of other things that are cool, speaking of Deadpool and stuff, the Deadpool Wolverine trailer, I thought it looked good. I mean,
I loved it.
It doesn't give you too much, so at least it doesn't spoil too much. I did like the hair on Deadpool. I thought it was really good to see Pyro coming back with the same actor, still as him, Aaron.
Now, Eternal with that comment right there. Comics should be 10 cents again. I would love it if DC did the 10-cent adventures again. That was a great gimmick, and it was awesome, and it was a full 28-page comic for 10 cents. They haven't done it since, I think it was late 90s, early 2000s. I'd love to see that one more time.
Just as it could only be a novelty because they'll lose money.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But it was cool when they did it then, and I think comics were $2.99 at that point too. But yeah, something like that, that'd be nice.
That 10 cents used to buy you 64 pages.
Sure did.
Back in the golden age, 64 pages. Yeah. And in that age, they also had the 96-page books were 15 cents. World's Finest was one of those. That was a 15 center back in the golden age even. So but they were big square bound suckers.
Sorry for derailing, Sonny.
No problem. Oh, and then even too, I see Dan was commenting about it, and Dan, I was thinking that too, with Deadpool, what he was saying, pegging Disney.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah. Also, yeah.
don't blaspheme because Deadpool is Marvel Jesus.
Oh. And they drove the price of a non-important, no-key, inconsequential Secret Wars issue up $50.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Which was it, 5? The one with Dr. Doom.
Yeah, issue number 5. It has nothing to do with anything. It's like integral to the plot of Secret Wars in the comic, but nothing happens in there. No characters are introduced. No major thing that still resonates today. But in the trailer, you see it for all of 2 seconds. Eagle-eyed comic book nerds found it, and the price shot up on the secondary market to $50. I can tell you what it's at right now if you give me 2 seconds.
Sure. And I saw that people saying that Cassandra Nova, that she is going to be in the villain. I mean, we see the back of the head. It possibly could be somebody else, but it's looking like it's going to be Cassandra Nova.
It's unknown. With Ryan Reynolds, you never know.
And another great comic imprint that's coming back. Oni Press is reintroducing EC Comics, so that is fantastic.
Right now, Secret Wars number 5 is at a hot $32 when that book should be $4.
Wow.
Sell them if you got them.
Yeah.
So speaking of things that should be and shouldn't be, again, about any more accounts about the Crow. Yeah, like I said, when I first heard about it, like Tim, you sent it like, oh, there's going to be the Crow. So, I wonder how they're going to do. And then once I saw that picture, I was like, nope, it's going to be another failure.
Let's look at this and be disgusted together, ladies and gentlemen. You can't even see Gary's face how disgusted he is right now.
Somebody's mixing a cheeseburger. That's just terrible.
Lord have mercy.
Another movie that in a year no one's going to be talking about it.
It's a bad idea. The whole damn thing. The movie that was made with Brandon Lee is such a masterpiece, and not only to have it have the unfortunate legacy of the things that happened during the course of that movie and losing Brandon Lee himself during filming. A movie like this, no matter how hard you try, right? This franchise, no matter how hard you try to emulate, to recreate, to reimagine, to whatever, it is never going to live up to the expectations of the Crow, the Brandon Lee Crow. Yeah. It's never going to do that. I think the only one that came close was Salvation, maybe. I think it was the 4th Crow movie. It was supposed to go to theaters, went directly to DVD. Kirsten Dunst is in it. That's the only one that didn't try and redo the first Crow movie, and they kind of did their own thing, and it was good. It was a good movie. But this is Eric Draven, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2020s Eric Draven that nobody asked for, nobody wants. But studios seem to think that this is what we want. And I read a comment the other day where it said face tattoos. Why face tattoos? Why do that? There's no reason to do that. And taking away the white face paint and all that other stuff. I get that you want to do your own thing. I understand that. But certain things just should be left alone.
Well, the eeriness of the first one, the fact that a dead man was playing a dead man, is just that just going into that just puts the movie at an eerie level that you can't replicate, or at least you don't want to replicate.
Yeah,
and it's just that just lent a level of mystical, spiritual.
The soundtrack. The lighting, the cinematography, for O'Barr, who wrote it, he wrote The Crow as catharsis for losing his fiance to a drunk driver. So he had that anger in him, and he writes that as a catharsis. And then to have Brandon Lee die tragically, and that really messed O'Barr up.
a lot.
And them
You know,
two got pretty close too, if I remember right.
Yeah, they did. I met
Yeah.
O'Barr once. He's an interesting cat, and it was just to that really and Brandon Lee, after filming, I think was supposed to go off with his fiance and get married. I believe.
Mm.
I believe that was next trip. So that was just a double. That was just a hit for O'Barr to have to live through his pain, revisit his pain through his friend's pain. It's just what a loss.
Yeah, Dan, you're right. That movie is gonna suck. It's gonna be terrible. Lithograph coming in. He says, shout out to the original having several bands in the film perform their songs live. Yes, absolutely. You rarely ever saw that. Pantera was in on the soundtrack. Stone Temple Pilots was on the soundtrack. Tons of other great independent bands that you never heard of before, but you heard of after, that were absolutely fantastic.
Even with, if all the stuff didn't happen with the deaths, just in general, it's just a great movie. Too, if you didn't know, because obviously there's everything that happened that makes it even more, but just in general, it's a great movie to watch.
Yeah.
It was a love story, right? Brandon Lee, had charisma, had charisma and was handsome. That picture we saw is not handsome at all, right?
No.
So I mean, that's part of the tragedy, So
yeah, medicine was amazing. Shredder Zero pops in. He says hello. If it's who I think it is, this is the gentleman that I see at the gas station from time to time, known as Roseman. Glad he is here. We had a short but very awesome conversation about comic books yesterday, and I'm glad he's here to see the show tonight.
And before we get away from the news, one thing I did want to talk more a bit about that X-Men 97 trailer. So me, I'm excited. I like the beginning, how it's showing like the end of how the original X-Men series ended, and this one's going to pick up. And watching, I was catching little things. Like I saw the Morlocks in there, the newspaper that goes by, so the Hellfire Gala. But I think we have to address it. Rogue's
speaking of which.
If you see all the memes, all the complaining.
Bear with me a second, gentlemen. Sonny, go ahead. I got something to show you guys.
Right, Tim's going to show us some stuff.
Hand me that action figure. That's
hopefully not his butt, but yeah. So
no, but I'm going to show you something pretty awesome.
People are already complaining
that it's too big.
They're saying that now, like they took her butt away. Oh, look at that. Tim's got toys. He's got awesome Magneto.
The package is all bent to crap, and so he's getting opened anyways. But yeah, that's an X-Men 97 Magneto right there.
Nice. Awesome.
Tim, is that Magneto fully intact with all his arms, legs, and fingers?
He is, and he even came with extra fists.
Well, don't put him anywhere near Sonny.
He might make his arms and legs. He didn't have a cape, but
My lord.
But yes, so as we were talking about butts, I see in the comments TJ said no butt in Uniboob.
So, they take all the good stuff away.
I heard that actually Bishop would be the one with the big butt this season. No.
Who?
Bishop.
Wow.
I don't think so. But one thing I did see, people were complaining, and they're like, "Oh, the Wolverine actor, the voice is different." It's literally Kel Dodd. It's the same actor. It's just years have gone by. It's been like 30 almost
years.
30 years.
Yeah,
so his voice may change a bit. The actor they got for Cyclops, the original Norm Spencer, who did Cyclops' voice, he had passed away, and they have a new voice actor, Ray Chase. And to me, I thought it sounded a lot like Cyclops.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for the show. I can't wait.
I'm pretty excited. I'm going over all the X-Men again. Last night I watched the whole Dark Phoenix saga episodes.
Ooh, that was good, wasn't it?
Still the best adaptation of the Dark Phoenix saga. But in any movies,
so good.
The animated series did it the best. I am super excited. And then another thing, I see people are now saying, "Oh, since when did X-Men go woke?" But I think we all know X-Men. We all know comic books. Comic books have always been like including different people, especially X-Men has taught racism is wrong, being prejudiced is wrong. So it's nothing new.
The X-Men were woke from the first issue. You know?
Yeah.
The whole foundation of the X-Men is I hate the term woke. It's such a dumb
I agree. It's just a stupid moniker that people grift onto and
yeah,
use, and it's
a
just
hot
because
button term.
it's a hot term that
Yeah.
that they can use and scores points with certain demographic groups that they want to rile up.
Yeah. It's so dumb. Ladies and gentlemen, with everybody that's here in the chat right now that's watching at home, I assume, and I know what assumptions do, but I assume that we all love X-Men as much as the next guy. Maybe not as much as Sonny.
No,
but...
not as much as Sonny.
But we have read some X-Men comics. We are fully aware that they are a diverse and unified team, and comic books in general have taught all of us how to be. You know what I mean?
I heard that Sonno the writer had a sonogram when he was before he was even born, and he's reading an X-Men book in the womb. That's what I was told.
He had
Pretty much.
the future animation cells for the Rogue Apocalypse scene.
Oh,
That's
that's
what
what he
he
was
came out
doing. He had a projector and he was playing the movie on the wall of his mother's
Yeah.
uterus as he was in utero.
What? Oh, you want me to cry? Wham wham! I'm watching fucking X-Men. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
There, I'm bored. Turn the TV up, Mom. Come on.
Uncle Gary said we watched their voice. Tim dropped it.
And we are 49 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. There you go.
There we
Counting
go.
the pre-show.
Yeah, into the breach. But yeah, but Dan also did see Dan said, yeah, check out the art Mark Brooks did of the famous Rogue Apocalypse scene. I'm pretty sure is that the one where it's reversed and Apocalypse is the one with the big butt.
He is a shapeshifter after all, or at least can alter the form of his body. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
and those are the characters that'll never be without a girlfriend. The elongated man, Mr. Fantastic. It's like what chance does Namor really have with what Mr. Fantastic can offer Sue?
Our man for about an hour. He's
go.
got that going for him.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Okay,
Plastic Man. I mean,
Plastic Man. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I'll bring it up.
Dan just sent it in the chat. So let's see it.
Who's dropping coins?
Oh, that's me.
Well, either way, we can go ahead and continue. I'll get that image.
So everyone, Tim will pull it up. But yeah, so that wraps up our comic news. Like I said, there's been quite a bit. And now for the show, we'll be going over quite a bit of the segments we've had. Just kind of going over a bit of memory, a bit down memory road. And Uncle Gary, I know you came on. You were the newest member of the CODEX station. So feel free to ask questions and be like, what the heck was that? But I'll bring us all the way back to episode number 1 of the CODEX podcast. And it was in the very beginning, it was just me and Jamie. I remember years, now it has been a couple years ago. One day I get a call and Jamie said, hey, I have an idea. I see you also like comic books too. We both comment on, Facebook groups, and he had this idea of Jamie had this idea of let's start a podcast. We talk about comic books, and I agreed. I said, okay, let's do it, and let's give it a shot. And then we said, okay, let's give a few months so I could finish filming my pilot of a series about a series. Because I said, we said, okay, when we do it, we want to go week after week. We don't want to one here, one a few weeks later. We said when we do it, it's going to be every week. And yeah, after a couple months, during the months, we come up with a name. We came up with ideas. We did some promos, talking a bit of trash about each other, and get people to come to the show. And then on June 9th of 2021, me and Jamie had the very first episode of the CODEX podcast. Neither of us were used to doing podcasts or anything, so most of the episode, I was like this, looking down. So our next segment is... But I did watch it and I learned. I said, okay, I'll learn. But one of the very first things after we introduced ourselves, the first segment was Topic of the Week. And we've had that.
Wow,
we haven't had
that in a long time.
Yeah, that went for a long time. There'd be a Topic of the Week. We'd discuss it, and Jamie would pick the top 3 comments. And one of the groups that we would post on was, but do you know, Uncle Gary, do you know, what was the Facebook group that we would post our Topic of the Week on?
Yeah, the Facebook group that you would post your topic of the week on.
You know the group.
Don't look at the screen.
Jared's favorite Subway escapades.
You know the group. Comic character of the day. Our character of the day. We would...
Come on, that was funnier. Look, comic character of the day, Archduke Kevy, our buddy that we love very much, and he's the reason that we're all acquainted. That's for daggone sure. So yeah, again, look what that begat.
Yeah. So like I said, it began with me and Jamie doing the podcast. We started topic of the weeks. Eventually, Jamie wanted to do more. Hey, I want to do a station. I want to do more shows. I did say I don't have time to do all these shows.
Sonny,
So we should bring
TJ
someone in.
has a question for you. How many times were you fired back in the old days?
0 times. I am unfireable. I've been fired from other jobs, but CODEX, there's no firing me. Tim, he's been fired. That guy next to me, Tim the Tier's been fired. I've lost count of how many times.
I think there was a
ahead,
whole...
you or Sal?
Oh, me. I think there was
really?
a whole...
Okay,
yeah, I think there was a whole year where twice a week I was fired. So
Yeah.
Jamie had that quick trigger finger, man.
Yeah.
Out of there.
But yeah, topic of the week, we did do quite a bit. The first one was about the age. I know Tim, Nick, you guys did breaking the code off of it. Should characters age in real time? We've had other topics of the week. Like should characters stay dead? We've even had one with certain ones with holidays. Yeah. Topic of the week. Those are fun.
Topic of the week morphed into breaking the code.
Yeah. Well, do characters age in real time? Just because a funny side note, tomorrow is 29th, which is leap year. Superman traditionally was said. DC always said his birthday was on February 29th. That's why he didn't age at the regular pace. Maybe saying he was Kryptonian. Maybe saying he was Kryptonian would have been a better answer.
Wow.
But that was their answer.
Wow. I do remember one time topic of the week. Usually, I said it was Jamie who would pick the 3. Every now and then, something would happen where I'd pick one, but it's usually Jamie the majority of the time. And one that came was the What If series was going to come out. Mm-hmm. So we said, okay, let's do. The topic of the week was like, what's a what if you'd like to see? And I went to him, one of the comments said, oh, what if Iron Man lost the Armor Wars? And then I was like, Jamie, they really did make that one. And then what was if the Punisher killed the Marvel Universe? I'm like, that wasn't a what if, but I know there was a comic though.
That was an actual comic book, yeah.
Yeah. But we had some good comments. Like I said, sometimes too, it would be other people who ended up being on the Codex station and joining. So
yeah.
Topic of the week. Yeah. Started with episode 1. Then we did start off with news in episode 1. And then we would go to reviews. Reviews have been from the episode 1. In the very beginning, we actually both did a review. Jamie picked for me Batman White Knight, and I picked for Jamie the Punisher Circle of Blood. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and then so for a couple episodes we did 2 each, and then we started to do 1 each week. Very early on, Tim, you even picked one in the beginning.
I've got a Punisher Spider-Man question for you. Yeah. Because I know you like Punisher. I got Tim to read this book. Have you ever read this, Punisher Warzone?
Yes.
Ooh, no, I have not read Warzone.
Okay, so there was a Punisher Warzone's monthly book. Don't get it confused with this. This go for Greg Rucka. This is a 5-issue mini, and it's also an Avengers story. And it's about it's a great book. It's Spider-Man's fed up with the Punisher, and he goes to the Avengers. And he says, we need to do something about Castle. He's a mass murderer, and we turn our heads and let him get away with what he gets away with. And to see the different reactions of Thor, Iron Man, Black Widow, some of them think that it's beneath them to go after him. Some of them think he just kills bad guys. One of Wolverine just thinks some people need killing. And to see this, and then the Avengers start going after Castle, and a lot of them, there are different levels of success. So some of them totally screwed.
Come, Castle, drink with me.
Yeah, come drink with me. It's a great book, and it's a great character study, Sonny, in all the different mindsets of the Avengers. In a way, it's more of an Avengers book than a Punisher book.
Yeah. Can you show me that back again?
Yeah.
The back cover. Oh, look at that. The Punisher, and he's got a beard.
What do you know?
The Punisher, huh?
Mm-hmm. But Sonny, this is a good book. Punisher Warzone.
Yeah,
by
very
Brett
good.
Brucka. It's a 5-issue mini. I'd love to
I
hear what you say after you're ready.
I read it in the morning, Sonny, over 2 cups of coffee, and I couldn't put it down.
Oh, it sounds awesome. Because yeah, when you
Yeah.
tell me about it, so that's definitely on my list of stuff to read. Yeah, so we gave stuff. I gave Batman White Knight a 10 out of 10. Jamie gave Circle of Blood
10
like
out of 10.
a 6 out of 10. Yeah, so in the very first episode, I gave my first 10 out of 10. But I never, there's been a lot of talk of the Punisher, Circle of Blood, and at the time I never got to say what I thought of it. I never gave my rating. I think you know that I,
Here's
Sonny
your opportunity.
Kruger, I give the Punisher, Circle of Blood 10 out of 10. 99 episodes later, I get to say it.
There you go.
And the only reason you're saying is because Jamie's not here.
Oh, I wait. If he was here, I really wanted him to be here. So I could tell him, like, he knows I love it. I think Jamie knows. If I said, "What do you think Sonny gives it?" Jamie would know.
The Decoding Panels episode of Circle of Blood was one of my favorite ones to record. Gary, I got so passionate in my monologue for that. Like
I bet.
my computer desk is here against this wall. My kitchen is on the other side. Well, when I was recording Circle of Blood, I had it on the opposite end of the wall, next to what my neighbors, and I was like yelling and screaming and all
Wow.
these lines and stuff and saying, I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to kill you, laughing, haha, Punisher, and all this stuff. And all of a sudden I hear bang, bang, bang. And I had to call Jamie. I was like, neighbors are getting mad. I'm getting too loud recording Decoding Panels. I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow when they go to work.
Wow. Well, you're
awesome.
lucky the police didn't show up.
Right? Because I was in it, dude. I
You
was.
think somebody's gonna get shot?
I had so much fun.
Well, Tim, those bullet sound effects were really realistic.
Well, when you go listen to the episode, like when the Punisher is in jail and he meets up with Jigsaw and all that stuff, I'm going to town, and I couldn't help it. I was in the zone.
Check it out, everybody. At Decoding Panels, The Punisher, Circle of Blood. Tim, use that voice. You are amazing
it's
voice
good.
actor, my friend.
It's a good thing you weren't doing a sex book.
Maybe another time.
Let me get in the character.
Tim, lick lap, lick lap.
Oh my God! Just don't change the channel. Don't touch the TV, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be fine.
That's right. As long as you don't touch the TV.
Don't touch
Yeah,
the
I
TV,
don't think
girls.
Sonny's had the pleasure of seeing that cover.
No.
I have to check
man.
that out. But usually
You'll never be
after
the same.
well, we'll see after the job. I'll let you know. I'll check it out. But we've done a lot of great reviews, and Tim, you've joined us. You've joined the podcast. You've done plenty. You and I have done a lot of reviews. Even though, Gary, you've jumped on over the past few episodes, and we've had some fun reviews. So there's been so many amazing ones throughout the Codex podcast. Any ones that specifically stand out to you guys? And like Young Blood and Exo Man of War were some of my favorite reviews as well. A lot of fun with those ones.
So standouts, I think, Young Blood was a lot of fun. The Marvels was good.
I have a feeling you like Marvels. Yeah.
The many times we've reviewed it. The Nail and Another Nail were good.
Okay.
There's a lot.
I really liked when you and I reviewed Hitman and Superman.
That was a good one
review.
too.
Tommy Monahan's so fun.
I think my favorite though is like when our ratings are nowhere near each other, like when all three of us are across the spectrum, like Jamie's like Jamie's like, this book sucks, I give it a 2, and you and I are like, this is the greatest thing we've ever read, we give it a 10.
Hard skin, soft skin.
Big Marv, good to see you. Never late, always on time,
Marv.
buddy.
Hey, Big Marv, we're going over all the stuff from the 100 episodes of the Codex podcast. Right now, we're talking about some of our reviews.
I love how passionate we get about that stuff, though, and like we're not afraid to tell how we feel, and I enjoy that the most about when we do reviews and stuff, because I mean, if we hate it, we hate it.
The only book I've got to pick for us to review on the podcast was JLA 200, and I really loved that Sonny, who had no experience with that book, read that book and he really loved it, and he loved all the artists that worked on the different chapters, because it was a true anniversary book, and for my money, it's the best anniversary issue that's ever been done in any comic. And it was,
That's great.
I loved seeing, seeing how he reacted to it, because he had no, he had no preconceived notions, and he had no idea what he was going to get with it, but he loved the book, and it's just pure comic goodness.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's interesting throughout the show, man. I sometimes I think back and like, imagine if we never got to do this, if we never did the Codex podcast, and like, not only would I be missing out on so many great friends. I mean, even you guys, we wouldn't know each other if it wasn't for the Codex podcast that became the Codex station. And then I'm like, all these stories, I'm like, I wouldn't know most of these characters, these amazing stories that I love. I'm like, wow, sometimes I almost forget of how much, the Codex podcast / the Codex station has changed my life.
I've been
I look
turned
forward
on.
to this. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've been turned on to so many different stories that I never would have seen if it wasn't for everybody here.
And that's a great compliment. Like I said, Tim surprised me the other day when he said he had read the Warzone, because I just talked about it and mentioned it, and then he's telling me he's read it, and I was like, that makes me feel so good that I threw a name out there of a book, and he read it and he loved it. So that's just it's just very gratifying to know that something that you really enjoy, you can mention it to somebody else that you love and respect, and that they can read it and get a new enjoyment out of it. So it's like the book is reliving itself again. I can see it in the eyes of another person, and so I get pleasure out of that. And it's when we read these books and these stories that we didn't know existed, and we enjoy them, it's just adding another quiver or arrow to our quiver of comic knowledge. That we have another great story that we have tucked away in here.
Sonny, you know what segment I miss the most that I think really needs to make a hard comeback?
Should I let you do it, or should I finish off the review part first?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. Before we get onto that segment, we usually would end it, and then we'd say, here's what I pick next, or what Jamie picks next, or Tim. So next time when we have a one shot when Dan's on here, Dan has picked an Evil Ernie issue. I'm not too sure the issue yet.
Ooh.
So we'll get into Evil Ernie. Yeah, so
Nice.
yeah, I don't know that Lady Death made her first appearance. I'm not too sure which issue he picked out, but it's an Evil Ernie.
Okay.
And then for the big storyline, for the next story arc, it is my pick. And Tim, we've been doing all this talking, like I said, it was episode 1 when I picked out the Punisher Circle of Blood. So I say it's time to revisit the Punisher, to revisit Jigsaw. I pick for our next story arc to review, the Punisher, the Jigsaw puzzle.
The Jigsaw puzzle. How many issues is that?
That is 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it is from the original run, the original ongoing series.
Ain't that something?
If that puzzle only has 6 pieces, it won't take you long.
No.
Yeah, so there we go. So that is the next pick. The Punisher, the Jigsaw puzzle. And now, Tim, as you were talking about some old segments, some ones you like.
Do you know which segment I miss the most?
Do you know?
Do you know? That's what I'm asking.
Well, that is my guess. Do you know?
I love doing that. That was a segment I looked forward to so much, and I want to bring it back in the worst way. I want to figure out a way. Maybe we can do it as a game show, right? Sonny, have you host it, or me or Jamie host it, and then just do a half hour, bring everybody from Codex on, let the chat participate and stuff like that. We'll figure it out. I'd love to bring Do You Know back.
Yes, we gotta have Do You Know back. And do you know when the segment, remember, anybody watching, feel free to comment. You're welcome to answer any of these questions. Do you know when the very first Do You Know segment was on the Codex podcast?
Yeah, Hulk 180.
Episode?
Hulk 180.
Oh,
comic book wise, you're correct.
Yeah, there you go.
But episode wise,
I
want to know.
Wait a minute. Episode 15.
13.
12.
Uncle Gary, you're right. It's 13.
Damn it.
See, I already knew Uncle Gary was going to be good at Do You Know. Hey, Uncle Gary.
That was the biggest shot in the dark there is.
Okay, I don't know if we could let you participate. Do you know? Because
I want to test the curator of the Library of Comic
window.
Now, I watched a couple of the episodes where you were doing it, and I was like, come on, man, come on, Flash 123 or some other things. I'm like, come on. I knew that, but that, I don't know that.
Dan says, do you know me and Sal recorded almost an hour of them one night and he forgot to hit record?
Oh, I was just say that's why I haven't seen it. Okay.
Uncle Gary, you stole TJ's answer.
Yeah, I'm. That's because I was influenced by you. I knew you were going there, brother.
There you go. Yeah, do you know?
A lot of good times. A lot of sometimes we'd get goose eggs. Tim, now I say goose. I would never say that, and then you were the one who would say when it was 0, you say goose eggs, and now when someone is 0, I say goose eggs. So Tim, there you go. And also, even one of the questions. Remember G.W. Bridge?
Yeah.
You asked me what it stood for, and then look at it. It stands for George Washington Bridge.
Yeah.
And then in a series about a series, I needed to make a new character, and I just assumed who's like a tough man, a strong man. You know what? His name is going to be Mr. Bridge.
Mr. Bridge.
So
that's wonderful.
G.W. Bridge.
When I would do the trivia nights at Comic Logic, I would have an impossible round. And, I never wanted anybody to be able to answer anything in the impossible round. And I had a question that made one dude lose his mind. It was, what is Sergeant Rock's serial number?
Oh my God.
And he lost his mind. How does nobody knows that? Oh man, lost his freaking mind.
That's not true. You know it because you got the answer.
523993.
Well, remember that, ladies and gentlemen. It's on tape. We're going to use that for a contest in the future.
Yeah. Hey, you should have watched the episode.
What episode, what minute mark, and what is the serial number?
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen.
So there you go. Yeah. Do you know a lot of good fun times, good challenges?
Yeah.
And so we'll have to bring it back. Maybe we'll do, maybe even have shorts. Like you said, Tim, maybe we'll have a game night one night. If we have a tournament, Uncle Gary, I want you on the other side of the bracket than me.
Now, I love that the F list has made a very comfortable spot on the show, and that was a great idea that you brought to the table, and that's something I look forward to in place of Do You Know every week.
Well, look, like his F list, the ones that I've seen, those characters have to expire to the F list. They're way down the alphabet. That's what's my ass. These characters oh man, these characters are way down there at the bottom.
That's Jesus. So great.
Oh,
the F list started in episode 61 of the CODEX podcast.
Holy
look at that! Yeah, time has gone by.
So 39 episodes ago.
Yeah. So I'll read the names of them quickly. So first it was Jonathan Taylor Prophet. Prophet was the very first F lister. Yeah. There was in episode 61.
Yeah, first DJ, you're right.
I'm glad you love it. I love it too, and I love to share more F listers with you all. The very first team to join the F list was Youngblood in episode 73.
Now, you haven't chosen all of the F listers. I think the most infamous one I chose.
Yes, Uncle Gary's favorite.
Yes.
That heavy effing flow.
Heavy flow, and that was Tim's pick.
But, Sonny, you chose the most superheroic F lister, and that was Super Pro.
Oh, well, you know when you had introduced me, you said, "Hey, how about this character?" And I was like, "That's the perfect character for it."
He picked Supergirl for an F lister.
Super Pro.
Oh, NFL. Super Pro. Oh, Super Pro.
Yeah, no Supergirl. She's an A.
Super Pro is great. To talk to, we talked to Palmiotti about that, Dan and I the other day, and he just said that was such an insane book. That is hard to believe, but that idea for Super Pro came over a night out drinking with Garth Ennis and of course his lovely wife Amanda, and screwing around on a cocktail napkin, doodling ideas and stuff, and that's what that book came from. And
oh my God.
and Image was not the first company that they approached with that book. They were the only company that agreed to publish that book.
You got to get in touch with the NFL, man. They're going to fucking love this.
All right, so more characters that were on the F list. Like, so we said Prophet, we said the team of Youngblood, NFL Super Pro. We had Man Mountain Marco. We had the
Yeah.
Eraser, Leonard Lenny Fiasco. We had Gamecock. We had
Whoa,
Cutsaw.
what?
Yes, you heard it correctly.
Name.
Oh, look, and listen, I made a mistake a minute ago when you said Super Pro. I forgot the Super. I was just thinking the Pro. If you haven't read the Pro, so
No.
I've totally conflated that into something it wasn't. So all that stuff I took back. It's about the Pro, which is a superpowered prostitute.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Okay, so that's the Pro. Yeah. So
Wait.
we're talking about NFL Super Pro. The
NFL Super Pro, much different. Yeah.
The Pro, a superpowered prostitute?
Prostitute.
Sonny.
getting
F-lister.
ideas. Getting
I'm
ideas.
writing
Let me
it
tell you,
down.
By Garth Ennis, Jimmy Palmiotti, Amanda Connor. There is a scene, you know how the superhero saves a plane, that's in distress.
Mhm.
You will never look at that act again in the same way.
Oh, this is happening.
Well, we got to check this out.
The Pro is, listen, the Pro might have to be an after dark edition of
Ooh.
the podcast.
Special F list, a special after dark F list.
And look, I talk about saving the plane. That's just one thing. The reason the plane is in danger is a whole nother thing you can never unsee.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yep.
What other F listers we've had? We had Cutsaw, the Living Eraser. We had the Hypno Hustler. We had Critical Mass. We had Pink Pearl. We had the
Yeah.
Brown Bomber, who I think was one of the worst. We
That's-
had 10-Eyed Man. We had Ace Spencer, Egg Foo, another horrible one.
Oh, Egg Foo is terrible.
Yeah.
Very incorrect.
We had Ice Cream, who turned himself into Ice Cream.
Yeah.
Turner D Sanctuary. We had the Clock. One of Tim's favorites, Armless Tiger Man.
I love that guy.
How he
just
trained.
the whole concept of his character.
Well, and I
blows
love
my
your
mind.
guesses on how their origin. I love that where you're just, you're spitballing an origin out there.
Oh, that's one of the best parts, especially when someone's kind of close. Sometimes I'm like, whoa. Or sometimes the story is better than the actual story.
Gentlemen, Big Marv coming in with the greatest compliment ever. Kind of still new to the channel, but I hope this channel never leaves. Love it. Continue to make fire content. You, sir, have a deal. That is
Thank
going to happen. Always.
We
in
will
Big
front.
Marv.
continue on.
Tip of the cap to you, Big Marv. Thank
That's
you,
right.
brother. Thank you,
Dan
sir.
says we'll never leave. We're here forever. And Big
You're
Marv,
stuck with us.
you're surrounded by fellow codexers in the chat right now.
Yeah.
Listen, what's the lyrics to the Hotel California? You can check in, but you can never check out, right?
Yeah, you can check out, but you may never leave.
You may never leave. There you
Yeah.
go.
There you go.
That's right. Stick around. We've got plenty of F listers that have been
Oh,
around. I do have more ready to come. Even two other ones. Girlfriend the Regurger was there. Monica Menace, the Condiment King had to join.
Yeah.
Snow Flame, the Dominators. What were their names? Yeah, Gunther, Sacred, Xylon, Ambassador Wootlan. We had Fat Man join. We had Uncle Gary's favorite, Heavy Flow, was on the F list. We had Ringmaster. We had Fluff, the guy who had smelly, his belly button
Fluff.
smelled.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, then we had Fluff. Humbug. We had Dr. Bong, Hindsight Lad. That was Dan's pick. We had Hell Cow last week. And a couple weeks ago, we had Ruby Thursday. When we had Ruby Thursday, Jamie's like, I quit the show. And I thought he was joking, but he hasn't been back since then. So I'm starting to wonder if he was being serious. If Ruby
What
Thursday
episode number was that?
That was 98. But
So it took you 98 shows to figure out how to get rid of Jamie.
The Ruby Thursday.
Ruby Thursday.
My God.
And everybody, Uncle Gary, everyone watching, there are plenty more F listers. I've some on the list. Even, speaking of Heavy Flow,
Do you want
there's
to
another
tease
character.
some new ones that may make the list, Sonny?
I'll mention a few.
Okay.
Or I'll at least mention one. Uncle Gary, you know how you love/hate Heavy Flow, and Heavy Flow is from
Hate.
Savage Dragon.
I hate Heavy Flow.
Hate/hate Heavy Flow. Well, I have another Savage Dragon villain who may give Heavy Flow a run for her money.
Oh.
Prepare to be disgusted, though.
It just can't get any worse.
Oh, yes,
It
it
might.
can.
It might.
Wow.
That-
Yeah.
It's settled. Gary, you have to be on for that episode.
I
I
don't.
will.
Listen. I ain't afraid of no man, but I'm afraid of heavy flow.
Well, I will. Okay, I will make sure to save that F-lister for another one that you're on.
Oh my
Oh,
But
god,
everyone
God.
be prepared. It might make you want to vomit. The pictures alone.
that's wonderful.
Wow. All right, I'm up for the challenge. Damn it.
Yeah, the F-list. I'm very happy that we had it. That's one thing that I think will stick around for a long time. We've
Yeah.
had other things on the other segments on the show that haven't. The mail call was on the show. It left the show, and every now and then it will have appearances. Now, have separate videos of its own. In the very beginning, it was just even before you came along, Tim. It was just me and Tim. It was
Yeah.
just me and Jamie. We have like one or two people in the comments. We'd be like, "How many episodes? How many? Two people were watching?"
Yeah.
And in the very beginning, every now and then I have a mail call, and I used to say, if anybody can guess this, I'll give hints. I will give you money. I will send everybody money who can get this right. Good thing I did not ever have to send money. Nowadays, I will not try that because we have a lot more people. So,
Well, what mail
you
call
missed your
went?
chance.
Mail call went from a segment to an episodic feature on the Codex station now, and
Yep.
from the vault went from an episodic feature to an actual segment.
Yeah, because there's the next one is going to get to. Yeah, so from the vault, yeah. Well, mail call started in episode 3, and then from the vault started episode 7. And yeah, like I
Mhm.
said, pull out a few old things, and then look at that. Now it gets its own little
It's
show.
its own special.
Yeah, it gets its own special. So from the vault has come
Yeah.
a long way as well. Like I said, it was episode 7, mail call episode 3. Our work started episode 3, and one of the things why I would bring that up was in the beginning, me and Jamie, we were trying to come up with a lot of ideas. Like, hey, what could we do? We obviously want to keep the show going. We don't want to be a show that's just like, so what else you got going on? We
Yeah.
wanted to go from segment to segment. And I thought Our Works was a good idea to let people know what else we have going on in our lives. That yes, we all love comic books, but I wanted to get everybody to see that we do other things as well. Like, I work on my
Yeah.
series. And then too, obviously once the Codex podcast became the Codex station. So okay, now it's a good idea to promote the other shows we have going on.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we got a lot going on. Our works.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
start in episode 3, and then like I said, episode 13 started Do You Know, and then in episode 17 started On the Hunt. So every now and then talking about certain things we're on the hunt for, this or that.
Yeah.
So quickly, any of you guys, anything you're on the hunt for right now? Uncle Gary, Tim.
Yeah. So I mean, the 2024 comic collecting goals. Working on that. I just got nothing from that video, obviously, but I did get the last issue I needed for 2099 unlimited, and I got both issues I needed for She-Hulk, the one that just ended last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uncle Gary, how about you? How are you doing on your comic collecting goals? What are you on the hunt for?
Well, I just finished my Marvel 2-in-1. I needed one issue, and that was on my collecting goal video. So I've already knocked that out. That's 100 issues plus 7 annuals. So done. I thanks to Tim, I finished Ghost Rider Volume 2 with that last issue, or the second to last issue, but there was an 8-year gap between 92 and 93. So I finished that rare issue that was a very scarcely
And that is
produced.
a beautiful copy,
It
too.
is beautiful, absolutely. So great deal on that. I thank Tim for that. I need 5 more issues, and I'm done with the volume 1 of Ghost Rider, the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. So and that one 81 issues. So I need 5, and I have all the Marvel spotlights of him, where from
Wow.
5 to I think so. I have all those, but I need 5 more of the regular issues, and I'm done with that. I'm also, I think right now this year I'll also hit 60,000 books. I'm at 59,360, I think.
Yeah, it won't
So
take you long.
for the end of the year, I'll hit 60,000, which is a big deal to hit 60,000 in in this, that is my 50th consecutive year of collecting. So this is my anniversary year. So I'm celebrating all things 74. When I post my cover of the week that I do on my Facebook site.
Nice.
And Legion of Superheroes is one of my favorite, super teams. And I'm about 12 appearances away from having all of their appearanrances.
Wow.
So
to celebrate, you should give yourself the outfit the Cosmic Boy had. You know the outfit. You know that.
He's had 3 different outfits. I know the one that you have, but
you know the one. You know the one I'm telling you about.
Let me tell you something. 20 years ago, I'd have strutted in that sumbitch. But I'm a little bit older. I don't think you want to see that. But that is held up by his magnetic powers.
Oh man,
that was Tarzan's loincloth had a little bit more material than that had.
TJ coming in. Can't believe he has a series completed that Uncle Gary doesn't have. Ghost Rider Volume 1.
Very good, TJ. Very good, brother. Do you also have the Marvel Spotlights? Because if you do, awesome.
Celebrate cool, now, because Uncle Gary's going to complete that collection soon.
I'm going to get soon. What's kind of cool too? That's Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. Marvel did the Ghost Rider on horseback before that. I have those 9 issues, and they are beautiful. Wow. And they originally came from the Tim Holt Westerns, is where that character first appeared. And then after Johnny Blaze, they started that Ghost Rider. That became Knight Rider. So
TJ
good job, TJ. Well done, TJ. Well done, brother. Nice. Yep, you've got me on there. 5 more, and I'll be able to join that club with you, though, brother.
I got some stuff from Wes the other day, like more stuff for helping him, because him and I are getting ready for that convention. I got some stuff from him. Some stuff I bought, others were given to me, but I'll give you a preview of one of the books that I got, and the rest I'll show this Saturday. But take a look at this.
Oh, nice.
Special
that's an annual. That's a king size. That is a great cover. That's the red name, right?
Yeah, this is by Barry Windsor Smith, ladies and gentlemen. This cover is absolutely gorgeous. Yes, it's raw, it's flimsy. And I just don't have a bag and board big enough for it right on hand. But yeah, this is just a part of what I got from.
I saw something on there that says Academy Award.
Yeah, so what they mean by that, it says Special Academy Award issue, 2 of the greatest Conan sagas ever told. Right there. What they mean is, like, right in the first page, it says nominated for Best Story 1971 by the Academy of Comic Book Arts.
Nice.
So there you go. Yeah.
I have awards too.
Oh, you do. You have PDF awards.
So I could buy the trophies, but I didn't want to pay that much money. I've been on the hunt. I completed an On the Hunt. So I'll put what I've been getting on the hunt for. I'll put that in a mail call video, but quickly I'll just show that it's that.
Oop, you
got it. Nice.
Oh, you'll have to see the comic. You'll have to see the mail call, my friend. I will go more into detail about that.
Oh, wow.
So after you read it, you decided you wanted to have that book.
I said I'm on the hunt. I'm going to add it to the collection.
Sonny with the tease.
And it's an affordable book.
Such a tease.
I don't even have a 200.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, On the Hunt. You know, it was a quick segment. It was also in episode 17, and we've only had it very few times.
Was it Dreamland?
Yes, I think Jamie and Tim absolutely loved Dreamland. No. If you ever had a dream like something that's comic related, in it, and then for some reason I don't have any dreams about.
Sonny, I think you were the only one that ever had any dreams comic book related, and they are all documented right here on the podcast forever.
Yes.
Okay. I have one comic related dream that I can remember.
There we go. See,
it's one of the greatest dreams ever.
Dreamland is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Me and one of my best friends, we were among Earth's last defenders, and we were being overrun by an alien race, and the race was the Predators. The Predators were overrunning us, and I was in an outpost that was a couple hundred yards ahead of a castle, and that's where that was our Alamo, right? My buddy takes a laser right through the head. He's gone. So I retreat back in the castle, and our leader is rallying us that we are Earth's last chance. This is it. We have to. We have. If we don't survive this, the humankind is done as a race. And that leader giving us that inspirational speech was Batman.
Oh my
You're
God.
awesome. That's why I made Dreamland for dreams like that.
So I mean, that was phenomenal, right?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
man.
That's why I made
amazing.
Dreamland for dreams like that. So there we go.
We're
That's all I
diving
got.
in.
That's all I got. That's my only one. But that's a doozy, though, isn't it?
There was I want to have a dream like that. And let's see. I see the dance. Yeah.
I had a comic related dream from when I was managing a pizza place. It was a weird one. Oh my God. TJ, Gary, going back into your dream. Did you put the four leg lock on them? The Punishers, the figure 4 leg lock? The
No,
Predators?
No, I didn't put the figure 4 lock on him.
He was wearing
just-
$100
Woo!
Rolexes, TJ.
Yeah,
Just wasn't
That's
gonna
right.
happen.
That's right. That's when I turned to everybody and said, "Get to the chopper."
There we go. I'm glad I brought up Uncle Gary. I'm glad you were able to tell us quite a dream you had. See,
5
I'm
meters
one and done,
spread,
though.
no sound.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I'm one and done. I'm one and done. It's done. Hey,
Well,
what was Tim's first episode?
Mine,
Tim was on.
I was a guest pre-episode 10. I want to say 7. Was it 10 that I was the first guest?
So 10, you were a guest, and then a couple weeks later, my father passed away, so Tim stepped in
Yeah.
to be a guest, and then a couple weeks later, Jamie took 2 weeks off, and Tim stepped in, and then then you started a guest, and then in the early
It was-
20s,
it was-
let's have this guy.
It
join
was
us.
the episode where we reviewed Deathlock #1 that I officially became the third chair on the podcast.
So this show became a 3-way on episode what?
I'll find the
One,
exact number for you right
two.
now. Somebody's dropping change.
One
Yes.
episode. Well,
It's early 20s, Tim.
early
Yeah.
20s.
I'll find it. I'll find
Well,
the
in your
exact
early
one.
20s, the 3-way is much, much easier for you.
But I've been on the
21.
But I've been on the podcast since episode 10.
Yep. 21 is when we reviewed Deathlock 1.
Then that's the one I officially become the third chair.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Even though I
it was,
had
it
been
was
the third
like,
chair for a little while.
okay, well, see, that's like Sal's not here anymore, so we can talk about it now. That's like when the Beast first showed up in the Avengers book in 136, but he didn't become an official Avenger till 151.
There you go.
Yep.
So there's what
Yeah.
it was. That's when
But
you became a real Avenger.
I was doing Codex stuff pre-episode 10 though, because I was doing decoding panels only at that time.
Yeah, and then that's when I'm like, hey, you're part of the team.
Yeah.
We hit episode 10. Like, hey, we're hitting episode 10. We got to make it big. And look at us.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Yeah, 90
Yeah,
episodes
you
later.
added a couple zeros. Yeah, a
Yeah.
couple zeros.
We are at 100. Yeah, and then one of the last things that came on was previews. We talked about, previews like that.
Mhm.
It started this year talking about what's going on. Stuff we're excited for. One comic that I'm excited for that's going to come out is called Get Fury, and it's written by Garth Ennis, and the artwork is by Jason Burrows, and it is with the Punisher and Nick Fury, and it comes out May 1st. So I'm excited for that. It's supposed to be back in Vietnam, and then Nick Fury is captured, so the Punisher is sent to rescue him.
Wow.
And we started previews back in episode 84.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, and I like hearkening back to, I think because of the age thing, it's hard to make Punisher a Vietnam vet, but it's so important, I think, that he's a Vietnam vet, in the psyche of the character.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I said, the psyche, the traumatic events that he's been through, how he is his life. Yeah, because I get nowadays, like I said, you'd have to make him very aged to be.
Well, you'd have to make him
vet,
Afghanistan or Iraq, but those are, even though we may not,
Different style,
especially with Iraq, maybe we didn't agree with why we went in there, but we always supported our troops. The thing about Vietnam was a lot of the public didn't support these guys, and these guys did what they were told to do. They did their jobs, and they were treated like dogs when they came back from serving their country. And so there was a dirty aspect of that war, the stigma to it. So I think that's important when you put that into the
mythos,
the makeup of who Frank Castle is. And I think that's important. And one thing I am proud of this country has done is, even if we don't agree with something, at least we really support our troops and understand that they're doing the best they could, and they're doing a hard job, and they're doing things that not everybody has stepped up to do, that we owe them a great deal of gratitude and respect. So that's one thing I do think that we have done much better as a nation, is supporting these guys, and men and women.
We'll see in Marvel, even like before, when Frank Castle was part of the Vietnam War, because of Marvel's shifting timeline and kind of floating things, they took that aspect of the war and named it their own thing in the Marvel universe.
Well, yes, they did.
So that way Castle was still a part of the Asian Pacific Vietnam style war in the Marvel universe that was just as destructive and devastative and unsupported as the Vietnam War was in our time.
Right. I think that's a good idea. How they did that. Yeah.
It was a do you know question too.
Yeah, back when what was the story we reviewed? It was something with Venom in Vietnam.
Oh yeah. Shoot, I can't remember, but it was good.
Yeah, so good times. What I mean with the podcast, not war. War, not good times. Going over comic books, very good times.
Very good times.
Yeah. And then, so previews, that's a bit of, I always like to talk about what's going to come out. And then our newest segment, our newest segment that only started a few episodes ago on episode 95 of the Codex podcast was Random Panel of the Week.
Yes.
There's a new one, and I love that one. And we said, we haven't gotten to do much, but, we started off with Godzilla playing basketball. Then things got really wild with the three of us, with Fisto, and then we had Cosmic Boy in that outfit, and with the Cosmic Boy, you're useless today. Then we had the flashing Superman.
Oh my god!
And then last week we had Moondragon getting spanked by the Thing.
Wow!
So I love the random panel of the week. I'm very excited to have many more random panels.
Was he rock hard when he spanked her?
Always. He's always rock hard. The Thing is always rock hard.
Any kids watching, ask your folks what that means.
Because he's rocks. That's why. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Done.
And then he got his rocks off.
Oh, my God. Here we go.
Good times.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go over the hill.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't say the F-bomb. But I didn't drop the F-bomb.
I've dropped 2 so far, so.
He's dropping bombs.
He dropped it like it's hot.
That's right.
Oh, man. But, guys, the Codex podcast has reached episode 100. We've gone through, like I said, many segments, some that have stayed throughout the whole thing, some have gone, some have returned, some have only been around like 3 episodes. And, I want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to you guys, Tim, Uncle Gary, every member of the Codex station, because like I said, as it began, it was the Codex podcast, and then it grew to the Codex station, and this became one show on it. I want to thank everybody who is tuned in and viewed episodes of the Codex podcast and everything from the Codex station, all our videos, all our shows, everything. Thank you for supporting us, keeping this going. In the beginning, for me, it started, okay, this would be pretty fun. I love talking about comics, and the Codex podcast has really, like I said, it changed my life. It had a big effect on my life. I look forward to doing this every week, every Wednesday. Even everyone who knows me, Wednesday is podcast day.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gained friends. Like before, me and Jamie, we've known each other for years. But all of you in the Codex station, you've become not just my team, you become family members. The Codex team. I love you all, and I love doing this with you guys every week. And I look forward to doing many, many more episodes of the Codex podcast. And like I said, certain things here.
Big Marv says, thank y'all for and always. Absolutely. Thank you.
And yeah,
I got to tell you one thing I'm excited about is the fact that now it seems like when Jamie's not able to make it, that we'll have a rotating chair here so that Dan, Sal, and I will rotate in. And I think I really love that we can be a part of your little fiefdom here that y'all had started. So to bring us into this is something that I'm very excited for that. That will be in the rotation now too.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I think it's a great refresher, and I love having you all be a part of it. And it's ours. It's our whole. The Codex podcast is a part of
Absolutely.
the Codex station. So
Mhm.
again, yeah, do want to thank everybody, and it's been a fun ride. Like I said, I feel like I've grown a lot here. I feel a lot more comfortable speaking on camera. Like I said, in the beginning of the first episode, I was like this most of the time, talking and looking down, and now I know to look up, even when I go on other things and I do interviews. People even tell me you seem a lot more comfortable on camera, and I give a lot of that to the Code X podcast.
I
So everyone,
remember.
thank you.
Yeah. No, thank you, Sonny. Thank you.
Thank you.
It has truly
I
been a pleasure.
I remember like back in the early days of the podcast when it was me, you, and Jamie, like really getting into the flow of each other. You know what I mean? And
Into each other's heavy flow.
yes,
As soon
getting
as you said flow, I knew it
getting
was coming.
comfortable working off of each other and almost reading each other, like when cues were coming in or segues or feeling the conversation and stuff like that. And I remember when we would get done, when we were still doing it on Zoom. And
Yeah.
when we would get done and we'd all look at each other and be like, man, that was a great show. That one was really good. I really loved that. And we were honest with each other too, if it wasn't flowing that well. Right. And we'd be like, yeah, I was
Flow
off.
wasn't heavy. Yeah.
Yeah. It was not a heavy flow that day. Not by any stretch of the imagination or maxi pad. But yeah, that's one thing that I really enjoy about this is we've not only grown as a team, we've grown as a family with After Dark and the podcast and things like that. We're all very comfortable working with each other. I think we have a very unique dynamic that is only available here. And I don't say that to be egotistical or whatever. I think that's very true. I don't think you'll find another show on YouTube having to do with comic books that's like this.
Nope.
This is very unique, and I was explaining it to somebody the other day about like the channel in general. I was like, there's podcast, it's family friendly for the most part, and you got reviews, you got this, you got that. I said, but we do have Comics Unleashed. I said, and that's for grown-ups. He's like, what do you mean? I said, that's after the kids go to bed. I said, you can sit down with a sniffer or whatever you got to relax, or nothing at all, and just sit there and listen to 4 dudes cuss for 2 hours and show and talk about comic books
And about giant sized man things.
And he was like,
Show us your giant sized man thing.
he said that was the
Wonderful.
greatest idea ever. He's like, when's that on? Saturday at 11. Perfect.
Well, it's a great variety of shows. And the other cool thing is, oh man, thank you.
Yeah, TJ, absolutely.
Thank you, TJ.
Thank you,
And
TJ.
absolutely, we do want Jamie to get well, and our condolences to you again, Sal, just in case. But it's a great mix, and everybody here on this channel, we all have our lanes and our strengths, and it all just meshes well together, and we play well together, and it's just we are better together as a group than any of us are individually.
Mm-hmm.
And it just we really complement each other really well with what we can do, and we all have our talents that we add to this wonderful hodgepodge of goodness that we like to serve up to people. And one of the great things that we've had lately is, like, from TJ and from Big Marv and from a
chat.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, that brings so much more to this because we feel a true interaction. So I mean, it's just it's just getting nothing but better.
You can't have a podcast without a good chat, and I think that we've got some pretty awesome people in that chat right now. Big round of applause to you guys watching at home right now. It wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you. From Pam to TJ to Big Marv to Richard to Emerald and everybody in between. I mean, all our regulars and the new people coming in that will be regulars.
Yep, absolutely.
Very soon. Yeah. Fuck yeah, we love you guys. That's 3.
Three.
He wants to be
all
fired.
The same dude, too.
So 100.
There you go. Yeah, I can get us to 100 if you want me to. It won't be very hard.
One F-bomb for all the episodes we've had. Yeah.
And Lithograph too. Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely, man.
Yep.
It's glad to see you finally in here.
Yeah, welcome.
And yeah, there's going to be a lot more. So, but yeah, I mean, the chat's been wonderful. And what is it, Gary, Sonny? You know, every time we get off of a shows, podcast, or After Dark or whatever, what do we always talk about? Man, the chat was hopping tonight, and
Mm-hmm.
it's awesome. We talk about that for a good 15 minutes after the show is over.
Listen,
I
it's
love it.
not like
Good
we
times,
don't
good
enjoy
times.
talking amongst ourselves, because we do, and we really do enjoy one another. But that just adds another element, an element of unpredictability,
Yeah.
an element, where we can directly interface with people that are watching, and it just adds so much to. And the jokes. I mean, the Hulk 180 jokes, the Beast is an X-Man or an Avenger jokes,
Yeah.
and I told you the Ye Grumpy Old Nerd show I do with Comic had a Hulk 180 reference the other day, and I'm like, oh my god, the
I did see,
streams
yeah.
have crossed. The streams
That's
have crossed.
that's
You know, it's a
great.
whole different, network or channel. You know.
That is so wonderful.
I mean, I love it when they tell us how great we are, because Tim, like you were saying, Tim, like I'll tell you, I'm a very humble man, and I will say that I agree with you that we're the best. I agree.
Absolutely.
That's
Tell
coming
What,
from me, the most humble man in the world.
tell
We're the
me
best.
more. Tell
you
me
know the
more.
Mac Davis song, "Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble because I'm perfect in every way. I
Wow.
can't wait to get up in the morning because I get better looking each day. To know me is to
Thank
love
you.
me. I must be a hell of a man. Oh Lord, it's hard to be humble, but I'm doing the best that I can."
There you
That's
go, ladies
beautiful.
and gentlemen.
That is a beautiful song.
That's Sonny's new wake up song every day.
Mac Davis. Some folks say that I'm egotistical. Hell, I don't even know what that means, but I guess it's got something to do with the way that I fill out my skin tight blue jeans.
Now we can add that the most humble podcast of them
Yeah,
all, the
the most
Codex
humble.
podcast.
There you go, Sonny. It's all for
No,
Thank you,
you.
Dave.
TJ. No, TJ, you're the best, brother.
You're the best around. No one's gonna ever get you down.
Okay, Tim, and with that, it's been a great 100 episodes, everybody. I do want to say thank you all. And now it's time. Let's see. Do you fellas ever meet and do?
So, as a matter of fact, point of context first. Not all of us are together, right? So, Sonny, you and Kristen are in the Chicago area. Jamie is up in Wisconsin. Gary, you are around the DC area, and Sal and Dan live not too far from you. I
We're in Maryland.
and Wes, yeah, I and Wes are
We're in the
down in
DMV. We're in DMV. The DMV. Yeah, the
DC,
District,
Maryland,
Maryland,
Virginia.
Virginia. Yeah.
And Wes and I are down here in Tennessee. So, but we do have plans to get together. See, there you go. You're in Indiana, not too far.
Real quick, Big Marv, you're in Indiana. I do plan on going to C2E2. If you see me there, I won't have like a autograph sign, but if you see me, feel free to come up to me. Say, hey, I see you on the Codex
There you
podcast. I'm more
go.
than happy to hang out.
But we all do have plans. Like these are solid 100% plans for 90% of us to meet up at Baltimore Comic Con this
Yep.
September. So if anybody gets a wild hair up their skirt and wants to go there, Lithograph, I know. Yep, absolutely. You and I talked and hung out at Nirvana. Yeah, exactly. Yep, and you and I follow each other on Instagram too. So I'm like I said, I'm glad to have you here in the chat. Finally, Lithograph has arrived to the Codex chat. But yeah,
I've been to Baltimore probably, about 7, 8 straight years now. Baltimore is an old school convention that's about the books. It's
Yeah.
about the writers. It's about the artists. It is not a pop culture con, and it is a big show. And it's got some serious books in that building. And Comic Logic, the store that I'm one of the co-owners of, they set up there. My good buddy Damian Hill from Warthog Comics with vintage books. He's my personal comic dealer. He sets up there, and I work with him, and I'll be there all weekend. But I am thrilled. That the fellows from the Codex station are coming down. Now, Dan and Sal have been there before. Matter of fact, I saw them last year there. But it looks like we're going to get Tim in. We're going to get Jamie in. We're trying to get Wes in. We'd love to have Sonny in, but there will be a big contingent of us at Baltimore, and it is a fantastic show.
Well, Big
So,
Marv, being from Tennessee, I'm in the Knoxville area. I'm in Oak Ridge. I'm not afraid of that. If you ever make your way to McKay's on a visit into Tennessee, let me know beforehand, and Wes and I will meet you up there and hang out with you for the day. We'll get lunch. We'll talk Codex. We'll talk comic books, and we'll make fun of Sonny and Jamie.
Tim, that reminds me. Tim, that reminds me. You still owe me 2 chili cheese dogs.
I don't know what
for
you're talking
today.
about, sir.
Yep. Tim lost a steering contest episodes back, and he said, "Oh, all right, I'll get
what
Portillo's for
what
this one."
episode was that in?
Ooh, let's check.
I
Is it-
don't even
No,
know.
look, he's got it. He's got it down.
It's got to be somewhere in the notes. Somewhere in the notes, there was a steering contest. Yeah, but either way,
If it
Tim
was
lost.
if
He
it,
owes me a meal.
if it was episode
I
69, what
can't-
are you staring at?
I can't be held responsible for things I say when I'm sober. So,
Well, there's merit in that.
Isn't that the point, though?
Exactly,
peanut
isn't that
gallery
the point?
talking.
Yep.
No, it's not, because I'm sober all the time, ladies and gentlemen. So there you go. And I can't be held responsible for things I say on air either.
Yeah, like dropping all those bombs.
What's the old Leonard Skinner line? Ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies.
There you go. There you go.
Nice. Well, guys,
But anyways,
it has been an awesome one. I've really enjoyed doing this 100th episode. Jamie's not
Yeah.
here, but Jamie, thank you for starting this whole thing with me. We've gotten this, it's been an awesome 100 episodes. Looking forward to 100 more and more things from the Codex podcast and, of course, the Codex station. And Jamie would tell you all to be kind to one another. He would say you never know what everyone's going through, that a simple smile could brighten someone's day. And then now it's been 100 episodes, and I still haven't had a good send-off, a good saying for me. So just say see you later. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you on more episodes of the Codex podcast. And then I send it off to these two to finish it up.
there you go. Ladies and gentlemen. Gary, you got anything to say before we end this miraculous episode of a podcast?
Yes, Sonny. I thought Sonny was going to really hit. He was going to say it's been 100 episodes. I've been waiting for a great call. Sign off sign, and I here it is. I got nothing. It's just. I was ready to be wowed. I was ready to
Maybe
be
at
wowed.
200.
So now I'm at the point where I think Sonny's just stringing us along. That Sonny,
Yes.
Sonny probably has a whole quiver full, but this is going to be his gag that he can't come up with a sign off, and that he's going to just keep doing this is his thing. But in all seriousness, I joined the Codex station last year, and I had a guest spot on here, and they gave me one chance, and I hit it out of the park. Because I knew I wanted to stay here because I loved the station, and I just tried to show them how much passion I have for this hobby. I love this hobby. I love collecting comics. We as a country gave this world two art forms. We gave it jazz and we gave it comics, and I'm damn proud to be an aficionado of this great, wonderful storytelling medium that we have. There are comics for kids, comics for adults, comics for everything in between. And make no mistake, this is an art form. And I am passionate about it. And I'm passionate that I have a venue here to be able to speak, especially about the books and the stories and the creators of the past that maybe we have not remembered. And I want to bring them back to the forefront. And when I have gentlemen like you that I can talk to these things about and share these things with, and to help me preach this lore of this wonderful medium that we all love so much. It's just an honor and it's a privilege, and I thank you for taking me in and let me be a part of this wonderful, wonderful venture and enterprise. And it is my absolute pleasure to be on any show that y'all ask me to be on, and I look forward to it. I look forward to talking to you gentlemen. And you're right, it's not just friends, y'all are family. You're family. We are. I talk about the 4-color ink that we got in here. We all bleed this 4-color ink. It is part of our DNA. And for all of y'all watching, thank you for watching. And y'all are of the same bent. We are of the same tribe here, and we love this art form and this medium. And it's just an honor to be able to here on this station and discuss our love for our shared interests here. So thank you guys.
Right on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get the last bit of chat out of the way real quick. Pam, thank you very much. You have been with us. You've been a major vocal chat member for some time now, and it's always a pleasure to see you in there. And even when you're not here, you're never forgotten. Your name is always in the same as TJ's and Richards and Emeralds and everybody else. Glad to see you here. You didn't miss anything because that's why it's recorded. So you can watch us in all our glory for the past 2 hours and yeah, have a great time. It's going to be amazing. Let's see here. What else? Pam, TJ says, Pam, you need to watch the replay. It was a great show as usual. Couldn't agree
Thank you, TJ.
more, ladies and gentlemen. And Jamie coming in clutch. I seriously do love you and am proud of all of you. Jamie, we're proud of you, sir.
Absolutely, bro. You built this.
For the amount of work that you've put in. I mean, everybody's put in a lot of work, you know, but Jamie, the amount of work that you do goes unnoticed, not by people on the podcast, but by other people that wouldn't necessarily know what goes on behind the scenes. And
Tim,
Sonny,
you too, brother. You too, with all the editing and stuff you do too. Absolutely, brother. Yeah.
Well, I do the best I can, but you know, Sonny, me, you, and Jamie have sat there and talked many times for hours about different things. Jamie, you and I have had many a conversation overnights about things. There was the day that him and I worked 16 hours straight together on here, and it was amazing and awesome. 100 episodes, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we got 100 more, and that's just the beginning. Yeah, so it's going to be awesome and fantastic. So for all you new people here, you're not new anymore. So what I need you to do is go ahead and hit the like, share, subscribe, and follow for me so you can continue to be a part of this awesome experience that is the Codex Station, and you can love and enjoy and be a part of something that's really great. And you can sit here and watch us make fun of each other and talk about this hobby that we all love and treasure so much. And once again, it wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for you guys. And this is why we do it. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, follow at the Codex Station. Gary, what do we do with these things? What do we do with the socials?
Listen, here, come in close.
Okay,
I'll tell
go
you
ahead.
all. I want you to know, here at the Codex Station,
Mhm.
all the hosts here, we have all the
There we go.
socials. We have them
Yeah.
all. And we would like nothing more than to give them to you.
So many times in so many different ways in so many different positions, ladies and gentlemen,
Right.
at the Codex Station. And in the morning, when you wake up and you stretch and you need a nice long shirt to put on while Sonny makes you breakfast and Gary is doing push-ups on the other side of the bed and I'm still
That's right.
snoring, head over to thecodexstation.com for all your Codex needs. Get some merch, meet the team, and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, thecodexstation.com. Oh yeah, and get stickers too. There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Tim the Terrible. This beautiful PDF award winner is Sonny Kruger, son of the writer, and down below is the curator of the Library of Comics, the Ric Flair himself, Uncle Gary. This is the Codex Podcast right here on the Codex Station, our 100th episode spectacular. Thank you so much for being a part of it with us tonight. We look forward to doing it more, and we will see you next time. For the 100th episode, gentlemen, I need it in unison tonight.
Gaping
Woke 180?
hole.
Close. Yes, that's where it appeared, and that's where it will happen. Yeah, all right. See you later. Love you. Bye. Okay, now we'll really.